As reported, Ukrainian drones targeted the Tatsinskaya railway station in Russia's Rostov Oblast overnight on August 5. The railway station acts as a logistics hub for nearby oil infrastructure and is used to transport grain. At least 10 explosions occurred throughout Rostov Oblast as air defenses responded to the drone attack, local media reported. In the town of Millerovo, power outages reportedly occurred. Mobile networks partially shut down in the region, the electric utility company Donenergo said. Rostov Oblast acting Governor Yuriy Slyusar in the morning of August 5 reported that Russia's military repelled a massive air attack in the Bely Kalitva, Tatsinsky, Chertkovsky, and Millerovsky districts of the oblast. At a farmstead in Verkhnetalovka, Millerovsky district, a substation caught fire, with the blaze later extinguished, he said. Another fire broke out and was quickly put out near the Tatsinskaya railway station, with a canopy in a home's yard burning, Slyusar said. Tatsinskaya is located about 100 kilometers from Ukraine's border with Russia and approximately 305 kilometers from Ukrainian-held territory near Pokrovsk in Donetsk Oblast. Ukraine regularly strikes military infrastructure deep within Russia in an effort to diminish Moscow's fighting power, as it continues to wage its war. A massive Ukrainian drone attack targeted the Archita railway station in Russia's Volgograd Oblast on August 4. In the early hours of July 29, strike drones targeted a fuel train at a major railway junction in the city of Salsk, Rostov region. Later, Russian railways announced that train traffic through the Salsk railway station had been suspended. They added that a freight train caught fire following the drone strike. According to Astra, passengers of the Novokuznetsk-Kislovodsk train, which was at the Salsk station at the time of the drone attack, have since returned to their train. It appears that the drones striking the Salsk station were targeting a train carrying military equipment and fuel and lubricants, according to the Ukrainian Korn Group military unit. The target of the drone strike was a military train of the Russian occupation forces moving toward the Ukrainian border, the Ukrainian Militarny media outlet suggested.
Russia is spreading claims that Ukraine's defense forces are preparing for counter-offensive operations in August or early September. Viktor Yahun, former deputy head of the SBU Reserve Major General and military expert, said this on Espresso TV. The Russians are actively circulating reports that Ukraine is planning a large-scale counter-offensive in August or early September. They genuinely expect it. Yahun said, "As far as I know, no such operation is planned at the moment, though there are some signs that our defense forces are preparing for something." Yahun said he believes Ukraine can withstand Russia's ongoing offensive. According to him, once the Ukrainian defense forces stop the Russian advance, the country will be in a stronger position. The most important task now is to hold out against the onslaught Putin promised to deliver within 60 days, he said. Then we'll be able to look those in the eye who claimed Ukraine wouldn't survive this offensive and would collapse. I believe we will hold. We'll stop the enemy and enter September much stronger than they expect. In this case, the liberation of Kindrativka in Sumy region is part of stabilization efforts by Ukrainian forces, not the start of a large-scale counter-offensive, said military expert and former deputy chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Ihor Romanenko. According to Romanenko, the situation involves holding back the advance of Russian forces after they crossed the border and launched an offensive. At the Kotin-Yablunivka line, our troops were deployed there. The decision involved the 225th Separate Assault Battalion from Kursk region and some additional efforts, and we managed to stabilize the western flank of the entire line in particular, he noted. The expert reported that Kindrativka became the second settlement to be retaken, and Ukrainian forces are now trying to secure their positions in those areas. He pointed out that the enemy ended up in a river bend, which limits their maneuvering capabilities. Our forces are conducting offensive actions there driving the enemy into this bend, and the river is all around. They either have to cross it to escape or wait for someone to help transfer reserves. In any case, the situation is difficult for them, the expert emphasized. However, the situation remains tense, especially on the eastern flank. Russian forces managed to capture Yablunivka, and fighting for Yunakivka continues. To say there is an offensive in this direction, I think that would be inaccurate, but the western flank has been stabilized. Hopefully, the same can be done on the eastern side, he said. The expert also stressed the importance of controlling Yunakivka, as it provides a tactical advantage in the Sumy direction. It's not about the course of an offensive. Counterattacks were carried out there. The 225th Separate Assault Battalion and previous actions to liberate settlements, both then and now, are very important and necessary, he said. He added that if additional forces were available, Ukrainian troops could take advantage of the situation as the enemy is trapped in the river bend. They can either be captured, defeated, or destroyed there. But the enemy is also aware of this and will respond accordingly with their reserves, Romanenko explained.
Ukrainian drones have struck the Tatsinskaya railway station in the Rostov region of Russia, which is used to transport fuel and grain. As a result, a fire broke out in the station area. Footage of the fire was filmed and shared by local residents. Regional Governor Yuriy Slyusar said that Ukrainian kamikaze drones were shot down over several districts, and that the remains of the drone fell on a private house, causing a fire, which was quickly extinguished. It should be noted that in recent days, Ukrainian drones have targeted railway lines in several regions of Russia. This causes delays in the movement of passenger trains, including military cargo and fuel.
Ушли отсюда. Пиздец.